Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. Um, really excited to have everyone on the call. We're going to give it a couple of minutes just in case anybody else would like to join, and then we'll get right into it. It'd also be great to hear where everyone is from. I can see Abby has sent in a message. Hi, Lawrence. Great, I can see you're in Worthing. Hope everyone had a nice long weekend as well. Southampton, lots of people I can see from the NHS, which is great. Huddersfield, hi Dan. Bristol, lovely. All right, excellent. I think we'll probably be good to get going. Liverpool Bro. So today's webinar is all about transforming your career with our program Digital Product Management. So we'll be exploring that program today. So my name's Ursa. I'm a customer solutions advisor at Cambridge Spark. So I work in particular with our existing clients, and my role is to support individuals who are interested in joining a program, making sure that they pick the right program for them that aligns with their career goals, and then also kind of taking learners through our onboarding process. Worked with Cambridge Spark for a year today, actually. So today is my work anniversary. Um, and yeah, if you are interested in a program, you'll either come through to myself or one of the other solutions advisors at Cambridge Spark. Okay, I am going to, well, Abby, my colleague, is going to launch a poll. So we'd love to hear, what's brought you to the webinar today and why you've wanted to join. Perfect. Well, that will be running in the background. Can already see some answers coming in. Looks like a lot of people are interested in personal upskilling, some in team development as well. And a lot of people are also just curious about the program itself. Great. Perfect. Okay. Well, whilst that's going on in the background, I'll tell you a little bit about Cambridge Spark. So, we're the UK's #1 data and AI apprenticeship provider. We offer full stack solutions for data and digital skills. We were founded in 2016, and we do specialize in data and AI, and that's kind of our niche and our focus point for all of the programs that we offer. Um, we kind of start at entry level all the way up into sort of senior data analysts. Um, and we do provide award-winning delivery. We've won CogX Best AI course. We've also had 2 data analysts of the year. Sorry, we've had 2 years of winning data analyst of the year, and also AI apprenticeship of the year as well. So we have our own bespoke and unique to us platform that's also award-winning called Educate AI. And we've delivered over 350 million on a return on investment through our learner projects. We also have quite a high success rate when it comes to our programs. So we are currently sitting at 62% for merits and distinctions, and the industry average is 33%. So just for a little bit of context, when you complete the program, you either pass or get a merit or distinction. So there's 3 gradings. Okay, excellent. So yeah, that's a little bit about Cambridge Spark. So, what are apprenticeships? So, apprenticeships are essentially a way of gaining a new skill, reskilling or upskilling. It's also a great way of attracting talent into your team and into the business. Um, It means that you're able to learn on the job rather than in the evenings or on the weekends, so you can do it alongside your work. Um, it will take up around 6 to 8 hours a week during your working week, and they can also be at no cost to the learner or to the team budget, as long as you meet a certain criteria. So, if your organisation pays over 3 million in wages, it's 100% government funded. If that doesn't necessarily apply to you, there are different ways like levy share or making a small contribution. That still mean the apprenticeship route is an option. Um, and our programs generally span from 13 to 15 months as well, plus the endpoint assessment. Eligibility requirements. So this is what you would need to meet in order to join an apprenticeship program, government funded or not government funded. So you'll need to be in a relevant role. And also based in England specifically, or spend at least 50% of your working time in England. You need to have been in the UK or EU for the last 3 years continuously. Another really important thing to note here is if you are on a visa and you have been on a student visa within the last 3 years, that doesn't count towards your total 3 years. So that's also something to bear in mind. English and maths, there are a couple of alternatives here. So if you don't have a level 2 or GCSE equivalent, we do offer functional skills, and you can do that alongside the program. And it is also no longer a requirement if you're over the age of 19. So some of our employers have opted in, opted out of offering that too. Time, that's a really important thing. So you must be able to allocate a minimum of 6 hours a week towards the program, have your manager's support, and like I said, be in a suitable and relevant role. So what is Digital Product Manager? So Digital Product Manager, their sort of main role is to oversee development, launch and manage digital products. Essentially focusing on bridging user needs, business goals, and technology. We see sort of the key tasks being things like user interviews, defining requirements, backlog management, agile development testing, etc. Also doing lots of continuous improvement, using metrics and feedback to do competitive analysis. So the types of digital product the types of digital products you could manage as well can be things like mobile and web apps, e-commerce platforms, SaaS solutions, can also be streamlining maybe a website app or a tool used internally. And yeah, so these are the sort of key skills and what would be covered in the digital product manager. Here's a little bit around the curriculum itself. So this program is 14 months long, plus endpoint assessment, and does call for 6 to 8 hours a week of off-the-job training. It's great for junior product managers or product managers that have been in the industry for a while, don't have maybe necessarily formal qualifications, and can also be quite good as well for a vertical switch in your career. You'll see in terms of the content, it's kind of broken up into 3 main topics with some sub-modules underneath. And we do have optional electives that you can add on that are quite focused around AI. So leveraging AI for product management, and then also product management for AI and data products. How the electives work is once you've completed the program, you'll keep access to Educate, the learning platform that I mentioned, and you can continue your learning and read more about those topics. So what sort of makes a digital product management program special? It's practical, it's workplace applied learning. You've got a strong focus on soft skills and agile methodologies. We also offer very unique mentor and success coach support, and it's designed for digital transformation as well. Our curriculum is current and relevant, and there's also lots of continuous improvement as well. So let's talk a little bit more about the impact and support. So here are some examples of the winners of the awards that I mentioned earlier on in the slide, and then also as well on the left, some of the impact we've had with our existing clients and some of the accounts that we manage too. I can see in the chat there have been some questions as well. I will go through these at the end. Actually, it might be a good time to stop and maybe go through some of them now. Let's see. So yes, Dan, you will get a copy of the information after and also a copy of the recording. So Elijah, you mentioned if you're not getting support from your employer. So apprenticeships are an employer program. They're only available through your employer, and you do have to be in a role to access the training. In terms of approval, we are able to support you in that, support you in building a business case, and maybe understand what some of the hesitations are in you being able to join. Shamas, your question. Okay, so you've been in the UK for 3 years, but you came as a student and now on I'm guessing that's a form of work visa or graduate visa. So, for example, if you have come to the UK and you've been here for the last 3 years and your first year was on a student visa, you would be eligible next year. And that would be your complete 3 years. Or if you have been in the UK for 4 years and your first year was on a student visa, your second year was on a graduate visa, you've now reached the 3 years, so you'd be eligible to join. Maya, in terms of the 30 hours a week, so I can see you currently work 22 and a half. For our level 4 programs, and especially this one, it would be really important that you meet the 30-hour requirement, just because you would struggle based projects and also the sessions, the live lectures. So we could maybe work with you in supporting you in to join the program, but unfortunately it's not one that we're offering on a part-time at the moment. So I can see, Pedro, you work fully remote, but you live in Scotland. No, unfortunately, because of that, you wouldn't be eligible. If you travelled at least 50% of your working time into England, that would be an option. But because you do reside in Scotland, the only option for you would be doing the programme commercially funded, where your employer would pay for the entire cost of the programme. Okay, would this be suitable for someone who's already a senior manager? Great question, Derek. I think it does. There's a couple of things that come into this in terms of maybe other qualifications or previous experience that you have. If you take a look at the content after our call today and you feel that a lot of it would be new or niche, then I think it might be worth still inquiring, and maybe we can set up a call after this as well, one-to-one, either with myself or someone else, to go through that too. Perfect. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the slides and then answer the rest of the questions at the end. But let's go through this. So this next slide is a little bit about Educate. So this was the tool that I mentioned kind of when I was talking a little bit about Cambridge Spark. So this is unique to us. Our founder, Raul, designed this tool when he was actually teaching and supporting other students. And it was kind of designed because he found that a lot of the work that he was doing with others, he was manually marking. And with data and AI, a lot of it is kind of a black and white yes and no. So he felt there was the ability to automate a lot of the learning and that he was doing. This is what you'll have access to when you are on the program. It will kind of act as your learning hub. So there's also a forum on here. There's a knowledge base. I believe we also have a chat function. This is also something that's being continuously improved. A lot of our learners and apprentices on program at the moment love this tool, love how they get an instant response on the work that they submit, and also the fact that it gives them feedback too. That does involve coaching, and kind of tells you where you might have made a mistake. Okay. So this is a little bit about our sort of approach to learning and how you will be learning on the apprenticeship program. So all of our live lectures and learning is remote. So you don't have to travel. You can do it completely from home, online, or wherever your office is. It's interactive, and it's instructor led. So you will have workshops, live lectures weekly for this program. And then you'll also actually apply it within your role. So it's very much focused on not just understanding and going through theories, but actually applying it through work-based projects. And yeah, the split I would say is sort of 70% hands-on and 30% theoretical, which means that whilst you're on the program, you are also getting a return on investment because you're applying, the new skills that you're learning. Okay, here's a little bit more about kind of how that time's broken up. So you'll probably remember I mentioned the 6 to 8 hours a week as a minimum, and this is what this looks like spanned over a month. So you'll have the live and virtual workshops. Then you'll also have self-study, which is carried out on Educate. And then you'll have kind of the work-based learning, which is can be projects, job shadowing, research, practical application. And you will also have mentor support through this as well. So if you need guidance, or if you'd like to, if you hit a blocker when applying something or carrying out a work-based project, you can always reach out for support as well. So the next intake for our Digital Product Manager Apprenticeship will be at the end of May. So we have a deadline for the second. That we will have another intake in July also. If you need longer to take a look and to maybe get a call or speak to your line manager. I'm going to go back to chat if anybody has any other questions, but you'll just need to scan this and kind of fill in your details for someone to reach out. If I miss your question by chance as well, feel free to resend it and I'll answer it now. I can see, Derek, you've got a question around, I think this was from previously, around Prince 2. That's a really great question. I think what I will do is speak to one of our service delivery managers, and we can get back to you over email on that question. I would say it definitely touches on things like Agile and waterfall methodologies. It's quite similar in terms of the curriculum and what it covers. In terms of where it sits with the qualification itself, I can find out for you. Okay, brilliant. Well, if we don't have any other any other questions, I will close off our webinar today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And just a reminder, please do reach out if you've got any other questions and if you'd like to speak to someone at Cambridge Spark. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.